Hello and welcome to Gothy Roundtable, the official talk show of r/goth. I'm Cadaver Kelly, and as always, I'm joined by my wonderful co-hosts, Dave and DJ Carnivorous. Hi, Dave.
Hello. How are you all?
Hi, Caroline.
Hey.
This month, our topic is Absolution Fest, the annual 3-day dark music festival in Ebor City, Tampa, Florida. I'm very excited to introduce our guests who organize the festival, as well as host the popular industrial and electronic show, Communion After Dark. Mark and Mouse, welcome to the roundtable.
Hi.
Hi.
So we do plan on taking questions from the chat at the end of the stream. If you have any Absolution Fest related questions for Mark and Mouse, feel free to drop them in the Twitch chat. We will try to get to some of those. So we're going to spend most of the episode talking about Absolution Fest. But before we get into that, Mark and Mouse, tell our viewers a little bit about Communion After Dark, where they can find you, and any other projects you'd like to share with them.
Go ahead, Mouse.
Go Paradise.
You're better at that. Go on.
All right. Well, I'm Mouse. That's Paradise. And together, along with DJ Tom Gold, we are Communion After Dark. And that is a weekly podcast where we play new music, electro, industrial, EBM, goth, dark wave, post-punk. So anything across the spectrum that is new, we'll put it together and it'll post on Mixcloud on Mondays and on YouTube on Tuesdays. So you can see our Zoom chat. We often have guests that come and visit us, guest DJs, guest bands, and they'll contribute a DJ set. So yeah, that goes up every week. And then Paradise does Communion After Dark Productions. You want to talk about that?
It's just local promotion. There's not really much to talk about. I mean, I bring bands to Tampa. Yeah, so I started doing that a long time ago. That's how we started up Absolution Fest, or I did, through promoting. But yeah, I'm here to help you bring your bands to Tampa. So contact me. Any bands that are watching, I'm open for business.
Very cool.
And all of our links are available through Linktree/Communion After Dark. We're on Twitch. We're on Hear This. We're everywhere, basically, Spotify.
And for anyone who's watching this back on YouTube, I will have that linked in the description. Mouse, did you want to mention Obscura Undead at all as well?
Sure. I also have Obscura Undead, where we do music reviews, articles, and sometimes local events. The local events are on hold right now due to some circumstances. So, but that's basically more of a focus on the underground obscure goth. A lot of international bands that don't get as much attention on other outlets. So we'll focus on like those really obscure bands and get those into the spotlight.
Yeah, and I plug Obscura Undead all the time. Caroline and I both occasionally write for Obscura Undead, the website, and I'm now starting to write for the quarterly zine. Obscura Undead has a really awesome, like old school style underground zine. It's a print zine that you can get from Bandcamp. So I'll link all of that stuff in the YouTube video description, as always, again. So let's get into talking about Absolution Fest. I'm thinking we can start off by talking a little bit about the lineup. This is going to be 3 nights, starting with Thursday, October 7th. So first up, on Thursday night, this is going to be at the Crowbar in Ebor. Opening up is Gulf Boulevard. So Gulf Boulevard is dark electronic, and this is a Tampa-based artist. So tell us a little bit about Gulf Boulevard.
Gulf Boulevard is Mitch, based out of Tampa. He's amazing. We posted an interview. Basically, it's an Absolution Fest spotlight on YouTube, and it's like meet Gulf Boulevard in like 2 minutes. But his music is dark, synth wave, or it might be synth dark wave, a mixture of the both, and it's really great music.
Awesome. So Golf Boulevard, that's the first one. After Golf Boulevard will be Cold Medicine, another dark electronic artist from Tampa. It seems like Cold Medicine's a little more on the experimental side.
To me, it sounded more like dark synth pop. That is Phil Taylor, who has another band called Sleeping Pills, who's opened up for She Passed Away and Choir Boy and such. So it's still in that like post-punk synth pop vein.
And Sleeping Pills did play the first Absolution Fest in 2019. So that is cool to see all these returning artists. After Cold Medicine is Sign from Austin, Texas. Tell us a little bit about Sign.
Sign is electronic artist, out of Texas, like you said. I mean, I'm not really good with descriptions, but she is it's a one person project. Very good live. If you've never seen her, you definitely I think you'll enjoy the live setup. She has more of an old school sound, I would say. Collaborates. She's collaborated a large amount with like artists like she's collaborated with Chris Connolly, people like that. She did something recently with Meat Beat Manifesto, and so it's more of an old school electronic sound with maybe a modern twist, but good stuff. And she's really a good drummer. She started off as a drummer. I should say that too as well, because that was what she started off doing, and then she took it into her own project. So very good drummer.
Excellent. So after Sign is Curse Mackey. So Curse Mackey's from Austin, Texas. And is Curse Mackey a little more on the industrial side?
Curse is I guess you could say that. Curse has been in many bands. I mean, Pigface. I mean, all the classic bands he's been in. I mean, he played with My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult. I mean, so he's been around for a long time and done many different projects. He has his own bands too, Evil Mothers, and I forget what the other one was, but
Grim Fairies.
Now he's on Negative Gain. That's the label he's on currently, and his music's kind of. I think some of his newer stuff though is more towards the dark wave sound. He had that song he just put out recently with he did with Clan of Zymox. I want to say, I believe the new single had Clan of Zymox on it. And he's worked with them as well, and the Bellwether Syndicate and all those bands. So, I mean, his sound varies. It's all over the place.
Nice. Yeah, two of my favorites, Bellwether Syndicate and Clan of Zymox. Love them so much.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely something to check out. So closing out the first night of the festival is one of my personal favorites. They're kind of like a synth pop duo out of Philly, Corrin. They played Absolution Fest in 2019 as well. So really excited to see Corrin return as well. Am I pronouncing that right, Corrin?
I thought you would have been the best person to tell us how it's pronounced.
Okay. I always pronounced it Corrin, and no one's corrected me since. So I just assume I'm right.
No, I believe that's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and they are great.
Yeah, they
So
are.
good.
Yeah, I have all of their stuff on vinyl. Really awesome band. They kind of have a modern twist on that 80s sound. Really great stuff. And
the live performance is top notch as well, which is very exciting when you see them live.
Yeah, they blew me away at the first Absolution Fest. And they played one of the tracks off their latest album in 2019 at Absolution Fest. I think the track they played was Cold Heart. And I loved it. Like watching it live, I was obsessed with this track, and they hadn't released it yet. But I saw it live, and I was like desperately trying to track it down. And it wasn't until what's the most recent album, The Night We Raise? It wasn't until they released The Night We Raise that I finally pinpointed it. It took me like a year, but it was driving me crazy for a year because I just fell in love with that song when they played it in 2019. So But really awesome album, really awesome band. Definitely recommend checking out the Bandcamp pages for all these bands, whether you plan on going to the festival or not. These are all really great artists to check out.
Right.
So that is the first night. That would be Thursday, October 7th. The second night, Friday, October 8th, is also going to be at the Crowbar. So opening up the show is Tender Lash, and Tender Lash is dark electronic from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Tender Lash is a solo project of Candy Durant, and she's super sweet. Her music is going to be like 80s new wave inspired, maybe considered dark wave. So
she's on because she's on Swiss Dark Nights, which is more of a dark wave
post punk label.
Yeah,
very cool.
Good stuff.
Cool.
If you like dark wave, you will definitely not be disappointed. Check out her videos. She's got videos online as well, and like I believe Mouse has got all the links up for these bands as well on our sites. So if you haven't heard their music, you can check it out.
Yeah, and again, for those who are watching this back on YouTube, I will have the official Absolution Fest website linked in the description. So there's some resources there that you can check out some of these artists. So after Tender Lash on Friday will be Dead Cool. So Dead Cool is a dark wave duo from Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yes. Yep. We just added them, and I'm very excited that we added them. They're a married couple out of, like you said, Wilmington, and I think sound like a little bit like Cold Cave. That was my first impression when I first heard them. And I mean, their sound is definitely not, it's not a copy of Cold Cave or anything, but that was the impression I got when I first heard their original single. But I'm really excited to see them. I think their music's great, what I've heard, and I think it's one of those bands that nobody's really seen. They've never played live ever, except for on, I guess, Twitch streams or stay-at-home streams or whatever. But no live shows. So this will be their first live show ever as that band at Absolution Fest.
And what a show to start out with, too. Second night of Absolution Fest. Very cool. Very excited to see them play. So third is one of my all-time favorites, Push Button Press, the Tampa-based dark wave and post-punk project of Jim Walker. At the beginning of this year, Push Button Press released an album called Black Swan, which I believe Mouse and I have both reviewed online. It was an incredible album. Looking forward to seeing some of it performed live. And this is the second Absolution Fest that Push Button Press will be playing.
Go ahead, Mouse. I know you know a large amount about.
I don't know what to say about Jim and company. They're from this area, so we've known them for years. Amazing, energetic post-punk. People are now starting to hear about them, and definitely pick up their latest album called Black Swan. And they are also recently signed to Cold Transmission Music, which is very cool. So, go give them a listen and check them out.
Yeah, and Cold Transmission is an excellent label. All the artists on that label are so great. One of my favorites. So Push Button Press, all of these artists are on Bandcamp, but also Cold Transmission has a record label Bandcamp as well, where you can find other great artists on the label. So after Push Button Press is Night, and this is a new artist to me. They're a band from Dallas, Texas. It sounds like, I did check them out on Bandcamp a little bit before this. It sounds like they have almost like a new wave dream pop kind of flavor to their sound.
I would say that sounds about right. They're really good. I've seen them once live, and they put on a great live show. They're twins, which is also very interesting. Twin brothers.
Awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool. So it's I'm I mean, you have to see them live, I think, to really appreciate the full effect of their show. But their music is more along the new wave, like you said, 80s style, I guess, if you had to classify something. They have a remix album they just put out, which has got a large amount of awesome remixes on it. Foreign Resort remixed them, and there's a bunch of other artists on there. Band Mesh from the UK, synth pop band, remixed them, and so there's a bunch of good stuff on there. It's called, I think it's called Sleepless, the remixes, so it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah.
Very cool. So Night, twin brothers, not to be confused with Twin Tribes, which were another musical duo that played Absolution Fest in 2019. So after Night is Ricky, and Ricky is a synth pop artist from LA, I believe, from what I found on Bandcamp.
That sounds about right. She is on Dias Records, which is the same label as Drab Majesty, and I forget the other bands. It's not coming to my mind at this time.
MRS2, Choir Boy, Hyde,
Death of Lovers
Body
is
of
on
Light.
Dias.
Yeah. And so she, I mean, from what I've seen and everything, it looks very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing her show. I know she just played or was playing at Cold Waves. I don't know if she's played yet or not, but which is a festival in Chicago, Illinois, here that's going on currently. So yeah, I'm excited to see her play. She's one of those artists that seems to be on the rise, and she has a brand new album coming out, I believe, in like a month. So hopefully she'll be playing some of her new stuff as well.
She's one of those artists that'll make you feel like you have traveled back to 1982.
Excellent. That's right up my alley. Yeah. And very cool info that she's going to be releasing an album soon. So her Bandcamp is the one to keep an eye out for in the coming weeks.
Yes.
Closing out the second night, one of my all-time favorite dark wave bands. I've seen them live a number of times. They put on an incredible performance. It is Boot Blacks, coming to us from Brooklyn, New York. Their most recent album, which I believe they released last year, is called Thin Skies, and it's really amazing. Boot Blacks also played the first Absolution Fest in 2019. Mark Mouse, anything else on Boot Blacks?
I would like to post in the chat. We have an Absolution Fest spotlight video that we just put up for Boot Blacks, and it's the whole like introduction to them. It's very cute. It's just a couple of minutes long. So I'll pass that link on to you so we can get it into the chat, because they are such a personality. They are a trip. They are hilarious. So go check it out.
Yeah, they are very funny. I saw for a Cold Waves promo, they posted this like Ferris Bueller's Day Off parody video that was really funny. So check out the Boot Black social media to see that. This is going to be the first time I'm seeing Boot Blacks where they're not touring with Actors. And Actors are a post-punk band out of Canada. They, I think, were originally supposed to be on the Absolution Fest lineup, but due to the Delta variant, I think they had to cancel their tour.
Right. Yeah. Originally, I had them scheduled to play, and that is correct. And then they decided to cancel. But unfortunately, yeah, they're awesome. So I love Actors, and they'll be back here in Tampa next year in April. This is just a plug. April 8th. Keep an eye out for that.
Very cool. And for those who are in my local scene watching this from Pittsburgh, Actors will be in Pittsburgh as well. They were supposed to, I think that was supposed to be this past month, that Actors were supposed to be here, and that show got pushed out. I think it got pushed to the end of March, but there will be an Actors show coming in the spring to Pittsburgh as well. So Boot Blacks closing out the night on Friday. Next up, the last night of the festival is so Saturday, October 9th is the last day of the festival, and this is going to be at the Orpheum, which is a more like theater style venue in Ebor. Opening up the show is Hallows, and Hallows are a darkwave duo from Seattle.
I've heard their music and I love it. It's like spooky darkwave post-punk hybrid. And I don't really know much else about them. I haven't seen them live. So I'm looking forward to it. They have a couple of music videos, and we have music videos for all these bands on our Absolution Fest website. So you can click through it and get an idea of the band's look and sound.
Very cool. Yeah, I discovered Hallows. I think it was just this past year. I think I found them just searching tags on Bandcamp, and I came across their Bandcamp. And it's really good stuff. Definitely right up my alley. So very excited to see them perform. After Hallows, second on the lineup for Saturday is another one I'm very excited for, Death Loves Veronica. So this is the dark electronic project of Veronica Campbell from San Antonio. And Veronica, I think, has done more like post-punk death rock stuff in the past. So this is a little bit of like a shift in direction, like more of the like electronic side of things.
Yeah, and I actually really love the direction that she's going. Each new track that she puts out is more and more of something that I love, which is like super dancey, super energetic. So go check out her stuff. She has a brand new music video. I don't know if I could say it because it's got a curse word in it.
Oh, you can.
That is totally okay.
It's called Fuck Like Me.
Oh, don't worry. These videos are already like automatically demonetized when I upload them. So just go for it.
Okay. Yeah. It's called Fuck Like Me. And I think the tune is really catchy. So I don't know if she'll be playing a lot of her electro stuff or if she'll have some of her older tracks as well. Maybe she'll mix it up, but she's extremely talented and has a wide variety of sounds.
Yeah, I want to throw in too that I've worked with many artists, and she is extremely one of the nicest people you will talk to and interact with. She's extremely friendly and wonderful person. So very excited to meet her.
Very cool. Yeah, always great to support artists, and it's nice to hear that the artists are really nice and supportive, and I've definitely gotten that impression from what I've seen from Veronica online. So after Death Loves Veronica is Kiss of the Whip. So Kiss of the Whip is a dark wave artist from Baltimore.
Yeah, I love Kiss of the Whip, but I mean it's kind of like you described it. I mean it's dark wave, electronic. I think the sound varies. The cool thing about the first three bands is they're all on cold transmission, so it's almost like a cold transmission day here at Absolution Fest.
Yeah.
The first day, or third day, I should say. The third day. I'm sorry, the last day. But yeah, I'm excited. Kiss of the Whip, I'm very excited to see. I think his music will pump up the audience for sure. And from what I've seen from his live performances online, his live stuff looks great. So should be a very, very fun show to see.
Very cool. Looking forward to that. Yeah, I haven't seen any live footage of Kiss of the Whip, but I was listening through his stuff on Bandcamp, and really great stuff. So I'm excited to see him perform. So next up is another act returning after performing in the 2019 Absolution Fest, Miami-based dark wave band, A Starry Night. So they put on a great live performance at the first Absolution Fest. Mark, Mouse, any commentary on A Starry Night?
Go ahead, Mouse.
A Starry Night are our buddies. We love Michael and friends. I can't say enough about them. Like they are just like beautiful, sad goth, dark wave. I guess I'm not sure. It doesn't really fall into a genre, but just gorgeously romantic, super moody, and we love Ilya, Howard, Michael from A Starry Night, and we're so glad to have them back.
Beautiful sad goth is the perfect description for a starry night. And yeah, a lot of these artists were mentioning when we mentioned that they're dark wave or post punk. A lot of these artists, they're very creative, great artists. So they blend a lot of different sounds and maybe it don't have like one perfect genre, but we'll try our best to give the viewers an idea of what they're in for. And a Starry Night put on a great performance last time, so it'll be cool to see them return again this year. After Starry Night, this is an artist that is getting a lot of positive attention in the scene, well deserved. It is Vision Video, a really awesome goth pop band. It features Dusty Gannon, who a lot of you might have seen online from the ever popular Goth Dad TikTok videos. But this is Dusty's band, and their sound seems very like new wave inspired, but a modern take on like they have some of that 80s inspiration, but it's very unique what they do with their sound. Like it's definitely I wouldn't call it like a throwback old school sound. They're putting a new twist on some of that like new wave, like kind of synthy the sounds that came out of the 80s, but they're very unique band.
Super excited for them, and I know they have an extremely energetic and engaging stage show. So
very cool.
I'm looking forward to that show as well.
And Vision Video recently released a new album called Inked in Red that is available on Bandcamp, so everyone should go check that out. So closing out the last night of the festival is Kanga. And Kanga is an industrial and electronic artist from LA.
Yeah, she is extremely talented. From what I really enjoy her music. From what I've heard, I love everything, and I just think it's going to be a great performance. I don't really know much else, but it is more electronic. You know, if you're looking for a genre, I believe she toured Europe with Gary Newman. Yes. It was 2019 or something like that. She opened for him. Wow. So, yeah, good. I'm excited. Definitely looking forward to that show, no doubt. To finish out Absolution, I think that'll be the perfect end. So it'll end on a high note.
Very cool. So that is the lineup for Absolution Fest. And now that we've talked about the artists, I want to talk a little bit about the area. I know that there is a Tampa guide up on the Absolution Fest website. I'm actually going to post that in the live chat now for those watching this back on YouTube. It will be linked in the description. So I'm looking at the guide right now. Looks like there's recommendations for lodging, dining, shopping. I see there's a cemeteries and sightseeing section, which I love. Big fan of hanging out in cemeteries. And okay, streetcar and chickens. Of course, there are wild chickens running around Ebor City. So just a fair warning for anyone who's coming to Ebor for the first time. Those chickens are all over the place.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
They're kind of our pride and joy.
Yeah, I want to give thanks to Mouse and Azzy and people from Obscure and Dead who put that together. I think it was mostly Mouse and Azzy, but yeah, thank you for putting that together. They did a really good job with that.
And we're continuing to update this. We're continuing to update this every day. There's a list of other places down below, like random pizza places, ice cream places, sushi, whatever you're in the mood for. We're going to deck it out. So as more and more people ask for what they're looking for, we'll put it on here. Like somebody said the other day, like, where do I park? So we'll put a whole section about where you park, just to get it all complete for all the out-of-towners.
Very cool. That is a really great resource for anyone who's traveling in. And even for locals who are going to the festival, lots of good recommendations in there. And some of these places I did get the chance to hit up in 2019 when I was there for the last Absolution Fest. I did go to the Blind Tiger Cafe. I got a very awesome Thai iced tea there. So recommend that one. I went to La Creperia Cafe. Really awesome crepe joint. And I can't recommend enough Ravens and Rockers. They're a like goth and alternative shop in Tampa.
Oh, yeah.
They have a really excellent secondhand section there, which is very cool because sometimes I'll go to thrift shops around here and I have to dig through these like thrift shops for hours to find stuff that's kind of relevant. So I think it's really great that they have such a nice secondhand section that's, you know, focused towards goth and alternative. So just wanted to give a shout out to them.
No, that's cool. I'm glad you did that. They deserve recognition. And yeah, if you come to this area for sure, and you can travel outside of Ebor, you should go see them and, you know, look for some nice clothes or whatever. They have a large amount of, they have shoes, whatever, trinkets. I don't know. I'm not good with that stuff, but you know, they have everything there. So, I mean, yeah, it's worth going. And the people are extremely nice. Sheena, Shelly, the Wileys, Liza, all wonderful people. So they definitely deserve your business. So, yeah, that's a highlight. If you come during the day, go find something to do, drive, take. It's only like probably about 20 minutes, I would say, maybe drive from Ebor. So it's not a very long travel at all.
Yeah, definitely check that out if you're in the area. So that Absolution Fest guide is a great resource. Again, I'll have it linked in all of the places, the live chat here, the YouTube description. So one thing I did want to touch on, because this was a question that I had originally asked Mouse a while back, the 2020 tickets. Obviously, Absolution Fest could not happen in 2020. So for those who purchased a ticket in 2020, how will that be handled with the 2021 festival?
Oh, just not. There's nothing really. We'll honor it. So I mean, all you have to do is present your ticket. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, we're, you know, because nothing was refunded, we held them over. So if you didn't refund your ticket, then it's still going to be honored for this year. You know, obviously, if it was refunded, then we won't honor the ticket. But as long as it wasn't refunded, then yeah, we'll honor it, of course.
Perfect. Excellent. So that is a rundown of Absolution Fest 2021. I think now would be a good time for us to start taking comments from the live chat. So Dave, Caroline, have you two noticed any good questions come through yet?
There hasn't
Seems
been
like
that many.
Answered.
Yeah, exactly. They have been answered. Those that have been asked. So it's been pretty good.
There was one question about wheelchair accessibility. The venues that the shows are going to be at are completely wheelchair accessible. And then if you were to go to some other locations, they may not be. But the venues that we're doing the shows at, you can come right in. I see questions about chickens and ice cream.
The real, now we're getting to the important stuff. So so yeah, maybe we could talk a little bit about some of these spots in the Absolution Fest guide. So I see some of the recommendations for lodging. Looks like these are all pretty conveniently located. So there's the Hampton Inn Tampa downtown Channel District. Is that in Ebor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there's three hotels in Ebor. There is the Hampton, there's the Hilton Garden Inn, I believe that's what it's called, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's the
they all begin with H.
Heya, I believe the name of the new hotel is.
It's Hampton Inn, Hilton Garden, Hyatt, and Heya is the new one.
There's 4?
Yeah, the Heya's new, brand new.
No. What's the other one you mentioned? What? The Hyatt?
Hyatt?
I've never heard of that.
Hyatt?
That's the same hotel. Yeah. It's the same hotel. There's only I think it's the same hotel. I'm pretty sure because there's 3 hotels. Yeah, I mean
no,
unless
there's 4. Oh,
okay.
You know what? We're counting the one that's downtown.
Oh,
it's a little ways off on Channel Side. Okay, so there's 3 in Ebor because Ebor is like a mile and a half square. So there's 3 directly in Ebor.
Yeah, and they're all within walking distance. So regardless of which hotel you decide to stay at, I mean they're literally like a 4-minute walk from the Hampton to Crowbar. Maybe if you go to the Orpheum because it's on the other end of 7th, it might be a 7 or 8-minute walk, but it's not a very long walk regardless.
Right, and if you stay directly in Ebor, there's no need to like rent a car for the festival or any of those events. Everything's in pretty close walking distance there. I do know some folks have had luck with getting Airbnbs in Ybor City as well. So that's another option to look into if anyone's still considering lodging options. I would imagine a lot of people who are coming to the festival already have their lodging in place, but in case anyone's still looking, check Airbnb as well. You might be able to nab a deal.
And there's also some which I just found out about. I didn't even know about this until the last week. There's apartments that they rent on the main strip, which is 7th Avenue, and so they're above the buildings. But there's actually a site where you can rent some of those apartments as well, and they're not really very expensive. Actually, they're probably a little cheaper than the hotels. So.
Yeah, probably. Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So dining and drinks. I did mention that I'd been to the Blind Tiger, and that's like a coffee shop cafe. Looks like there's another coffee shop here, Foundation Coffee. So I did not get a chance to check this one out when I was there last time. So this one says that there is phenomenal outdoor seating.
Mm-hmm. And there's more chickens over there. I don't know. The chickens are hanging out where the people are. I guess somebody's feeding them. But we actually call it the bunker because the building is the bunker. And Foundation is the coffee company inside. So we just call it the bunker. But everything is within a block's walk of every venue. Or not a block, maybe like a couple of blocks.
Very cool. The next one on the list, very on theme for the festival, Spookeasy Lounge. They have the coolest like Gothic decor inside of there. It looks like a haunted house on the inside. And they have awesome tea. They're above a restaurant cafe called Stone Soup, and they're right next to the Orpheum, which is the venue for the 3rd night of the festival.
Now, Kelly,
they're no longer. Oh, go ahead, Mouse. I guess you were going to say something.
They're moving to a new place.
Oh, okay.
So they have closed this location. Will be temporarily in a space above Boneyard, which is also on this list. Boneyard is right there on 7th Avenue, like 1 minute from the Blind Tiger and the Orpheum, and they'll be in a space above it. They are moving to a much grander location, also on 7th, that's multiple rooms, all goth decorated, decked out, and there's going to be like play spaces for like board games and private rooms for I don't know what people do in those rooms.
Well,
but
that's awesome.
It's rentable space basically, and they have like game nights and trivia nights and things like that because it's mostly like a kava lounge.
Okay, so for this year, it sounds like they'll be in the temporary space, but maybe for the next Absolution Fest, it'll be quite the sight to see when they're in their new location.
Yes, definitely.
Very cool. So I see your recommendation here, Columbia Restaurant. So I assume is that Colombian food?
Yes, that is the oldest restaurant in the United States.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, Columbia Restaurant has been around since I think it was like 1905 or 1805. I'm not sure. But that's the longest still standing restaurant in the United States.
The building looks
So
beautiful.
They have a little souvenir shop, and I think it might actually be Spanish food.
It's a mixture.
Is it?
But yes,
Okay.
I think it leans towards maybe more the Spanish side. But I think it's you can get different things there though. So the menu is fairly big.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it sounds like food of the Latin American variety.
Oh, so good.
There you go.
Yes, definitely.
That sounds better.
All right. So there's Tampa Bay Brewing Company. I did not get a chance to stop in there, but I do remember passing it when I was in Ebor last time. So that one's actually like right across from the castle, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great place to eat, get some grub beforehand. They have you can see they brew the beer themselves, and every dish on the menu is made with beer or has beer incorporated into it. So super tasty. Definitely get like their beer cheese, and they have pizzas that are really good, like flatbreads.
Very cool. Beer and everything. I'm on board with that.
So
I love beer bread.
Beer bread.
Love it. So the next one on the list is the Bricks, and I did get to go to the Bricks when I was in Ebor for the last Absolution Fest, because the Sunday after the festival they held a Gothic Brunch. Is that a regular thing that they do at the Bricks? Is a Gothic Brunch?
It's something they do during the month of October, and they've already announced that they're going to be doing it on Saturdays and Sundays. Previous years it was only on Sundays, and as you know, they were like completely packed out. So it can be kind of a long wait. I don't know if it'll be better with their Saturdays and Sundays, but I've already warned them that we're coming. So
okay,
maybe they'll roll out a red carpet for us. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe they'll staff up and have a bunch of tables. That
would be great.
Sorry, my stream keeps freezing on my end. I apologize.
Oh, no worries. Seems like you're back now. So yeah, the Bricks, that Gothic Brunch at the Bricks, they have a really cute menu that they put together where they had a lot of fun, like spooky and horror themed stuff on the menu, but they also had some like goth music puns. They had this drink called the Spritzers of Mercy that everyone got last time.
I was trying to remember.
And it was, I think that was like some sort of like blackberry cocktail. A bunch of people ordered that. So it seems like they really get into it. So that's cool. Next on the list, I mentioned briefly La Creperia Cafe. They have all kinds of crepes, savory crepes, sweet crepes. Really awesome place to go get breakfast or brunch. I got to go get brunch there with Mouse last time I was in Tampa. Very cool
Didn't
spot.
you get 2 crepes, like a savory one and a sweet one?
Yep.
So good.
Yeah, I think I did the chicken curry crepe, and I forget what dessert crepe that I got.
I just remember like every bite you were just like, oh my God, it's so good. Oh my God, it's so good.
It was very good. Very good. So definitely recommend that spot. The last one, or no, there's a few more here. Zydeco Brew Works. So it says that this is a Cajun spot. Lots of stuff to check out here.
It is right across from the Orpheum. Great space. It's probably the newest restaurant on the list here. And all of the ones that brew their own beer, they show it off. So you'll have like a huge area where they have like the giant beer canisters, or I don't know, the industrial stuff. So I love that kind of stuff. It looks amazing. And Cajun food.
Yes, Cajun food, always a plus. The next one on the list, Mouse, you briefly mentioned, it sounds like the Spookies temporary spot is going to be above this Boneyard. So what kind of food is this? Like your typical like American bar food? I see the wings mentioned here in the guide.
Yeah, bar food, but excellent. So different kinds of fries, different kinds of nuggets, just weird breaded things. You know, I don't know. Every time I go in there, I'm pretty drunk, so it's bar food.
Yeah, you know,
I don't even. It doesn't even matter. Like I'm just like, give me the fried stuff, and you put it in your mouth, and it's amazing and it's delicious.
Yeah.
But this one to me is so much like a Bourbon Street bar. You know, like you look at the walls and the ceiling and everything, and every single square inch is decorated with something. So you can just hang out for hours and find something that you've never seen before, tacked to the wall. You know, so it's really got some personality.
Very cool. And I'm a big fan of weird breaded stuff. So I'm in. And the last one that has like a featured description here in the guide is Acropolis. So it sounds like that's Greek food.
Yes, yeah, and that is a chain that is all around Tampa. I don't know if they're in other places, but we like this spot because they do have ouzo for us, which you can't get anywhere else, and they are very loud. They're like the loudest people on the street. So, you know, if there's like a birthday or a celebration going on, they'll all come out and dance, and they'll throw napkins and dishes, and it's a mess and it's loud and crazy. Do not go in there if you want to have a peaceful, quiet date night. It's for getting crazy.
Yes. Sounds like a good time. So I am checking the chat here to see if we had any questions come through. Someone asked, will White Claw be available?
White Claw is always available at the Crowbar.
All bars, yeah, all the bars have White Claw, from what I know. Yeah, no.
It's always like in demand. I think there was like 1 week where there was no White Claw anywhere. It was like just out.
What's the what is White Claw anyways? I'm sorry to ask.
Oh my gosh, Mark.
I'll drink.
It's a drink,
Claw,
right?
So that's what I'm asking you.
Oh, it's an alcoholic like spritzer drink. It's kind of like alcoholic LaCroix.
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha. Okay.
You've seen White Claw, Mark.
I've seen them. I just don't know what they are. I'd never drank one before, so.
And I think they're like 0%, 0 calories or something, right?
That's why the alcohol would have calories, but the mix, I think the mix part of it doesn't have calories.
So it's like 2%.
That's another question. How come they never tell you how many calories are in alcohol?
They don't want you to know.
Why?
So you can keep drinking them.
Oh.
I think there's roughly 70 calories per ounce in like tequila, or vodka's like 60 calories an ounce. Whiskey's like anywhere from like 70 to 80 calories an ounce, depending on the whiskey. Yeah, I do the calorie counting sometimes, and I'll get like whiskey on the rocks because it's the mixers that always gets you.
Oh, that makes sense. So there is in Ebor. I know you're talking about food places, large amount of pizza places. Not everybody likes pizza, obviously. I understand because of whatever. Like we were.
Who doesn't like pizza?
Yeah. But that's what Ebor is best known for is pizza. There's many good pizza places in Ebor. So if you're looking for just slices or an actual, I guess, like full pizza, they're all over the place in Ebor for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna mention like 4 or 5 of them, but seriously, it's like every block there's a pizza place, and they're like facing onto the street. So there's like a little window. You just walk up and you get your slice of pizza.
Yeah.
So
And
much
Cubans,
food, so little time to eat all the good food.
It's set up like Bourbon Street. So 7th Avenue, you can walk the whole stretch of the way. And especially at nighttime, like everybody has their doors and windows open. Music is blaring and blasting. So you just walk down this street and there's bars, there's restaurants, there's food, there's everything.
Yeah, this is like too much. I would get decision fatigue if I was presented with this list and told to pick. So I'm just gonna eat where my friends are, and that's how I'll decide. So that's there are a number of other restaurants that are listed here. Those were the ones that had like features written up for them, but there are a bunch of pizza places listed here. I see a sushi bar, a few other places on the list. So in the shopping section, we talked about Ravens and Rockers, really cool shop to go check out. Looks like there's 2 other shops listed here. There's Dysfunctional Grace Art Company. This is an oddity shop. Oh, this is right up my alley.
Yes, and taxidermy. And you can get like rosaries and crucifixes there. And there's like weird jewelry with teeth and stuff like that.
I'm going to have to drop some fat stacks at this place. Is this in Ebor?
Yes, it's in Ibor. Their hours are very strange. I think they may only be open in the daytime during the week. So check their hours, and we have to go in there. We're going.
Yeah, we are definitely going. I have a lot of dead stuff, a lot of taxidermy and stuff like in my house, and that kind of jewelry. So this is definitely right up my alley. I have to go in there. And the last shop on the list is La France. And I've passed this place. I haven't gone in there. So it's a vintage fashion and costume shop.
Yes. Sometimes in the window they have like 17th century clothing. Sometimes it's clothing from the 60s or the 40s or whatever. I guess there's a lot of historical, like vintage, like not retro as in like people are making modern clothes that look old. It's actual, you will pay a lot of money for a hat from 1929. And then they have several different rooms where you can get clothes from the 70s, clothes from the 60s, jewelry from the 80s, and they have, it's just, you can like look from floor to ceiling and it's just decked out. An amazing place to be.
Very cool. And there's a few things listed for cemeteries and sightseeing. This first cemetery here, I'm going to attempt to pronounce this and butcher it. Is it La Unione Italiana Cemetery?
Mm-hmm. Union Italiana. I haven't been to that one. I think that's where all of our mafia gangsters are buried. There's a lady around town who gives us all the tours with a history. So she has all the stories behind the people buried in that cemetery. And we did a tour of the Oaklawn Cemetery the other year. And she's like, if you guys want a cool story or cool stories, go to the Mafia Cemetery. And it's that Italian one.
Very cool.
The Oaklawn one is where we have our pirates buried. So we have a couple of pirates buried in there.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, that's the next one on the list, the Oaklawn Cemetery. Are these pretty large cemeteries?
I don't know. I have no reference. All of our cemeteries are a couple of blocks. And that one, Oaklawn, is in the middle of downtown, like directly in the middle of downtown. So it's kind of like a square.
Very cool. So I see listed here is also the Sulphur Springs Water Tower. So that's an interesting pick for a sightseeing place. It even says in the description, this one might seem like an odd one to include, but it's really kind of a crazy and just generally neat thing to see.
Yeah, when you're driving down the highway anywhere in Tampa, you will see it. So people driving by are like, what is that? What is that? And we thought we would put what it is. I've never actually been up to the place, but I understand that there's a small park down on the grounds, and you can go check it out. It's got a lot of history tied to it. It doesn't even look like a water tower.
Yeah, it looks like a lighthouse. I was going to say that. Very cool.
It's like a water tower.
Very pretty. And Ghost Tour Ebor City. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I wonder if I'll have time to do that.
We had to put this one on the list. So if there are people who want to do something during the evening, like say they were there on Sunday or Wednesday, maybe 8 p.m. This says the tour started at 8 p.m. So that's right in the middle of our concerts. But if you were in town outside of that, you can go check out these tours.
Yeah, maybe next time for me. I'm only going to be there Thursday through, I'm leaving Sunday. So I'm flying in early Thursday afternoon. I get into Tampa and then I'm leaving Sunday evening. But maybe next time I'm down there. And then anyone who is flying in earlier who will be there Wednesday or Sunday evening, that definitely sounds like something to check out. So there is the Ibor Streetcar. So it looks like this is a trolley. Does this go like all through Ibor?
It goes completely through Ibor and to downtown Channel side. Downtown is where the businesses are, and Channel side is off to the side of it on the water. So it goes completely through all of that, and you can hop on and go take a ride.
Sure. Plenty of stuff to do on it stops at, like, there's an aquarium along the way. There's the Sparkman's Wharf, which is really cool. It's got like eateries and places to drink at, and it's all outdoors and it's on the water. It's very pretty. And it's all free. That's the nice thing. The trolley's free, so you can just jump on it and come back to Ebor anytime you want.
Very cool. So Tenderlash is in the live chat and was asking if there are any all night places to get food or any restaurants open all night.
There is a 24-hour McDonald's. I hate having to suggest McDonald's.
Well, it depends on it depends on how late you're talking about, because Ebor is open till, I mean, the bars and the clubs in Ebor close around 3 a.m. So I believe a large chunk of the restaurants, not all of them, but like the pizza places and some of those other ones are open pretty late. So you can go to those like at 1 or 2 in the morning and get food before they shut down. So
Cherry Cola in the chat reminded us that there's a diner called 3 Coins, which is very close. You'd still have to drive to it because it's like 2 miles away. But that's a diner that's 24 hours, and a lot of us go there after hours. But yeah, because Ebor closes at 3 and people spill out and go get food, a lot of the food places will stay open until about 4. And then we end up at McDonald's or 3 Coins. Did
we mention the castle or no?
Oh, of course, we got to talk about the castle.
The castle. So castle is open on Friday and Saturday nights. A lot of us may end up there after the shows if we have any energy. And I think it's $6 to $7 to get in. And it'll also be open until 3 in the morning.
So for those who have not been to the castle before, it is Tampa's goth industrial alternative nightclub. It's there in Ybor City. Really awesome that there's a nightclub dedicated to that. I know a lot of cities, when they have dance nights that are kind of in that realm of music, it's usually multi-purpose, like bars and music venues. So Tampa does have a dedicated nightclub for that. And it looks like a giant castle on the outside. Very cool. There's a bunch of different rooms. There's a few different dance floors. They have an absinthe bar. It's decorated very eccentrically on the inside. I love it.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely worth checking out if you want to keep partying after the shows are done. That's the perfect place. And I believe on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, Kanga will be going from Absolution Fest to DJ at the castle from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. She'll be DJing there.
Well, that sounds like an unofficial after party.
Yep. It sounds like it.
Oh, I'm going to be so tired after the 3 days.
That's the hardest
festival.
part, is maintaining your energy.
Right.
We got to do it. We got to do it.
Yeah, I will find a way. It's so worth it. Last time I was there, I had the time of my life. Really great music festival. I'm so glad that you two are putting this together again. Just really amazing experience, really inspiring.
I do have to. I would be kind of lacking if I didn't say that. So Absolution Fest is a cooperation between my company, which is Coming After Dark Productions, and Indoxia Booking. We don't have the man on here who is behind Indoxa, but that is Pete Olin. So I just wanted to give him a shout out because he also obviously has a big part in making Absolution happen. And he might get mad if I don't mention his name.
Well, thank you to Pete and Indoxa because I absolutely love this music festival. I fly all the way from Pittsburgh for it, and this is going to be the second time. I plan on coming back every year if I can.
Awesome.
I also want to drop a link to, I know we have so many links, a link to Absolution Fest itself. We have a link tree for it. And we want people to use that as like the festival app. So, you open up the link tree and it's got the ticket link on the top. It has all the bands. What is on there? Oh, all the social pages. So, we have a Facebook page. We have a Facebook group. We have a Facebook event. We have an Instagram. There is a Spotify to listen to the bands. There's the Tampa guide. So all of that is in one page on the link tree. So let me drop that. Oh, thank you, Eldritch Guardian. There we go.
Very cool. I saw a question, and the chat's moving kind of quickly here, but I did see a question in the chat from Ed asking if the castle is haunted.
Yes, absolutely. Everything's haunted in Ebor. The castle has been there since 1930, and it used to be a labor temple. And there's just ghosts in it. They're way up top though, so you'll be fine down on the ground.
And I will definitely go haunt the castle when I'm there.
We also had a question earlier. Is Coppertail still in Ebor? Or is it nearby?
The brewing company? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well,
maybe?
it's in Tampa.
Oh.
Let me see.
Avenue. No, it looks like
I don't
it's
drink
downtown.
beer, so I'm the wrong person to ask. But let me check.
Yeah, it's still in Tampa, but it's in downtown. It doesn't look like it has a location in Ebor.
Yeah, that's located right. Yeah, no, it's not located in Ebor. It's located off of 2nd Avenue. So
it's on the back of Ebor. It's over by
back end of Ebor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could drive
not
there.
The main strip.
It's by the IKEA.
Ah, there we go. Oh, okay. I know where it is now. Yes.
Yeah, if you want to go buy some Swedish furniture and get a beer.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Maybe some Swedish meatballs.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
I don't think I should put IKEA in the Tampa guide.
Sorry, Dave. Dave is in Sweden.
Oh yeah, really?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
So is IKEA like a big thing in Sweden?
I mean, no, not really. We have a whole bunch of them, but I wouldn't say it's big per se.
These shelves right here are IKEA.
And they're here as well, but yes.
We just go sit on the couches and go get Swedish meatballs.
That's the way to do it. Yeah. So we've mentioned this in previous episodes, but Caroline is in Norway and Dave is in Sweden. So unfortunately, they will not be attending Absolution Fest.
Not this year, no.
Dave, do you have plans to make it to Tampa one day?
One day, absolutely. Absolutely.
And Caroline, how about you?
I don't know. I feel like going to the US, that's like years from now, and I'm gonna have to plan like a grand tour of everything to hit all the places and as many events as possible. So that's gonna be quite the ordeal. So I don't know. We'll see.
I look forward to Caroline's grand tour of the US 2030. Caroline, you actually used to live in Florida, right?
I actually did for 8 months-ish.
Wow.
Yeah, I worked at Disney World. Everybody is like so shocked to hear that. But yeah, they hire a lot of Norwegians to work at Epcot. So I was one of those.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Okay.
Yep. So I was serving people alcohol and shit.
Very cool.
In a fake national costume, which
Yeah.
is awful. A disgrace.
I was about to
That
say,
was my
is that
favorite
like
part.
offensive at all? How they like depict the
I wouldn't
country?
say offensive, but like the real thing is really expensive. Like we're talking at least $5,000 for that thing.
Wow.
So yeah, the Disney one is just really cheap. Yeah, but oh well.
So Dave,
And,
oh, go ahead,
we'll
Mouse.
talk about Disney. Norway and Epcot is all different now. It used to tell you about the culture of Norway, one of my favorite spots, and now it tells you about the culture of Frozen, the movie.
Oh yeah, so when I worked there, I got this tattoo because of that.
Oh, really?
Oh, very
Yep.
cool.
Wow.
Wow, very nice.
Yeah, because I worked there when Frozen was pretty huge, and I actually liked the movie. I gotta be like the only employee there who actually liked it.
No,
But-
I love all the Disney movies.
But yeah, I thought that would be like a good memory to get while I was there. So yeah,
Exactly, Netherman. Rip Maelstrom. I will always.
yeah,
have a
I
place
was
in
on
my
the
heart.
last ride. We got Mickey ice cream after. We were very sad.
No.
So I need to go
R.I.P.
back and try that Frozen ride that they built instead. It's probably awful, but
It's fun. It's just not Maelstrom.
yeah. But also, that one was really outdated. It was so 80s.
I could ride it forever. I don't care. Anyway, Disney. Disney is part of visiting Tampa as well. If you want to add it to your trip, you know, when you go to like a music festival in Germany, like people add days to their trip to go visit other places.
Prague
We would
is
recommend go
a
visit
common
Orlando.
one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list, is to make it out to Germany one day for Gothic Treffen. And Dave, Caroline. Well, I know Caroline goes every year. Dave, do you hit up Vigate every year?
Not every year, no. I wish. Only been 3-4 times in total, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not recently though. But
No,
yeah.
because I haven't met you yet.
Nope. But yeah, I'm planning to hopefully go there back soon.
Let's hope there's one next year.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been 11 times, Dave, and
Oh, nice.
Damn.
I live over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark's an American.
Guess a bit,
He's been there 11 times. Slacking, Dave.
Little bit.
I've been 8, I think, but I'm also pretty young. The first time I went, I was
Yeah.
18 in 2013. So
I'm probably a little older.
probably.
For sure.
See, I couldn't go before 2013.
Yeah, I think the first time I went was 2002 or 2000. Yeah, I think it was 2002.
Okay.
Yeah, right after they had the debacle. They had a debacle
Oh, yeah,
one
yeah.
of the years. I can't remember which year it was, where they had to switch over the people who were running it because a lot of the bands didn't get paid, bands didn't play, and then we went the next year. So
Yeah, that was probably like 2000, 2001.
yeah, it was somewhere in that area. I'm definitely dating myself.
Dave, have you ever been to the U.S.?
Yes, I have.
Oh god,
But,
that doesn't sound good.
That was with a sigh.
No, but not for anything of interest, really. No.
Oh, where'd you go?
I went to. Now I need to think. God damn it! I'm sorry, so tired. Okay, I went to. I'm missing the name now. Alright, I need to give me 1 second. I need to see if I can find it.
I think you're ashamed.
Now
That's why.
I'm curious. I want to know where Dave's been. I have not been outside of North America before, but I will. In March, I'm going to London. I'm gonna go see
Awesome.
I'm gonna see Adam Ant live in concert in London.
Wow, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Have you seen them before? Or no.
No. I've always wanted to see Adam Ant, and I saw he was doing this tour in London. I do have a friend who lives in London who said that I can stay at his place if I ever wanted to go there. And so I just decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm seeing Adam Ant live. I bought the ticket. My friend and I were gonna fly out there, stay with our friend who lives in London. We're gonna go there for about a week. We'll check out Camden Market while we're there. Check out a few other sightseeing places. My friend wants to go to London Dungeon.
Nice.
I kind of want to see where the Bat Cave was originally. And I am going to go to Slime Light, the goth club there. It's actually 15 minutes from my friend's place. So going to check out Slime Light, see Adam Ant.
Wow.
I feel like I hear Freya telling him.
Well, where-
Trying to listen because I can probably understand what they're saying.
And I want to, since we're just chatting, I want to thank everybody who's coming to Absolution Fest this year. I know it's been kind of a weird year because I've had to replace like 5 bands, I think it was.
6.
I don't remember anymore. I
No,
kind of
5,
lost
it's 5.
count as I had to keep redoing the flyer and having it remade. But yeah, I appreciate everybody who's supporting it and coming this year and came in 2019. Next year should be a little more stable, but this year was kind of in flux, and it was just a goal of trying to keep it going. So I think it turned out really well, though, with the lineup in the end. I'm very excited about the lineup as it is. But yeah, thank you to everybody.
Yeah, it sounds like it's coming together nicely. I'm excited. I'm very excited to go there again. Thank you, Mark and Mouse, and thank you to and Doxa as well for the festival, because it is a really amazing experience. I'm trying to see if we missed any questions in the chat. The chat's been moving somewhat quickly. So if we missed anyone's questions, if you can go ahead and repost that in the chat. I'll keep an eye on that, see if there's any last minute ones we need to cover. And while we're waiting for Dave to return, I figure I'll mention that next month on Gothy Roundtable, we are having our Halloween special. Our friend DJ Vamp Daddy, aka Ian from Obscure Undead, will be joining us. We're going to talk about Halloween traditions, how our local goth scene celebrate Halloween. We'll probably do that episode a week early so we can all have actual Halloween off. But we don't have an exact date and time locked down yet. So follow Gothy Roundtable page on Facebook to get the event listing for when that will be. And we'll post that when we have all the details. Checking to see.
Yeah. I'm thinking I should do something for Halloween since Norway is now back to normal and open. I should fucking celebrate, even though it's kind of scary, but I really need to get out there. I've become so used to living like a hermit now for a year and a half, and I need to get out of that.
Sweetie, we'll talk about it in a little bit. Go on. Close the door.
Oh.
And Caroline, that actually reminds me, that's a good point that maybe we should hit on about Absolution Fest. What is the masking policy for Absolution Fest?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's a good point. I appreciate you bringing that up. Right. We did implement masks as a mandatory thing for Absolution this year. So, we will be enforcing that at the doors as when you come. So, yes, please, be careful. And, I've already said this on our show, but, if you're sick or you're not feeling well, please don't come. I know that's not, everybody's mindset, but it's just the right thing to do. And then wear your mask and, and be respective of the surroundings, and who's around you. Please be respectful. Can't even say the word. Why can't I say respectful? Oh my gosh. But yeah, so respect the people around you. And so just please, take that precaution. But yeah, thank you for bringing that up, because we are asking people to wear masks at the event. And there's really, obviously if you're drinking, you're at the bar and you want to get a drink, you don't have to drink through your mask. You can pull your mask down to have a drink. But
you don't have to
other
drink
than that, we expect people to be wearing their masks.
So that's now I'm going to make a game of it, trying to recognize everyone through their masks.
It's hard.
It's hard, but you know what? It'll keep us all safer.
Yes.
So everyone, bring your masks to the 3 nights of the events.
Yes.
What is there a mask policy currently in place at the castle?
No. I haven't been to the castle. I can't. I love the castle, but I haven't been back recently. But I know that people wear masks there, but I don't believe there's an actual policy. I wouldn't say. I think it's just more to the person's prerogative if they prefer to wear a mask or not. But I don't know. Mouse has been there a lot more than me, so maybe Mouse can speak on that.
Masks are optional, but not enforced.
Okay, well, there you go.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely good info to know, especially because there's probably going to be a lot of folks coming in from out of town, and it seems like every state is handling things a little bit differently. Yeah. So it's good to know what the procedures are down there. There's some good. Yeah, I want to bring this up too because you're bringing that up. There is some good news. This area has been progressing in the right direction, which I know it's been bad everywhere as far as with COVID and the Delta variant and everything. But this area, I was talking to. We did a show last night. I was talking to one of the nurses that works at one of the local hospitals, and he said that yes, it's going in the right direction. So there's been a large reduction they've seen in their patients as of late. So hopefully it'll keep going in that direction if people are, like you mentioned, taking precautions and doing the right thing. So keep our fingers crossed on that. Yeah, good news. Hopefully it continues to go in the right direction. And I'm really hoping to see a lot of cool gothy masks at the event. Want to see what everyone does with theirs. I'm so boring. I should probably DIY a mask or something because I've just been doing plain black masks. But this is an opportunity to do some cool DIY projects and accessorize a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great idea. There you go. Make them exciting.
I do have the official Drab Majesty Modern Mirror COVID masks.
What?
Yeah, they had official Modern Mirror Drab Majesty COVID masks that they released in 2020. But I have them displayed on a bulletin board. I have them in a couple different colors. And I wrote a little note below them that says COVID-19 mask 2020 Drab Majesty. Because I mean, it's an interesting piece of music memorabilia history. I'm sure, like, you know, I'm sure like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, like looking back at that and be like, isn't this wild? Like Drab Majesty COVID masks.
Hey kids, I used to wear one of these.
Yeah, very cool. I could see something like that. Like I have it displayed almost like they have the stuff that hangs in the Hard Rock Cafe. Like you go to the Hard Rock Cafe and they'll have like Michael Jackson's jacket, Thriller music video, you know.
And it's framed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to make my house like the spooky goth version of like a Planet Hollywood or Hard Rock Cafe. Got all kinds of stuff hanging on the walls. I have like old zines from the 80s and magazines and zines from the 80s through now. But I do have, I think my oldest zine is from like 1983. I have this zine called Heaven Down Here. That was like an 80s like goth and alternative zine.
Excellent. But you don't frame those.
I do have them in frames.
Oh, okay.
But I can easily take the frame down, take it out, and look at it. They're kind of fragile because they're paper zines. But I will take them out to like look at the contents from time to time. Gonna check the chat here. Dave, did you notice any questions that we missed in the chat?
No, I think we caught most of them that was asked, indeed.
All right. Well, it seems like we got to all of the questions. We got to cover a lot of information about Absolution Fest. Mouse and Mark, since we're still on the line here, tell us again where everyone can find you online.
You can find us through Linktree, Communion After Dark, and all of the information for Absolution Fest is Linktree Absolution Fest.
And yes. I will put those in the YouTube description, Communion After Dark, Absolution Fest. I'll also link all of the Obscura Undead stuff as well, since Mouse also does Obscura Undead. I think we can wrap up here. Mouse, Mark, thank you so much for coming on and being our guest this month. This is a really fun topic. I'm really looking forward to the festival.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you having us on. Thank you.
Thank you both for coming.
Nice meeting all of you.
Likewise.
Yeah, good luck to you and have fun for us.
For us, indeed.
You two will be there in spirit.
Always.
And once again, thank you to everyone in the live chat. Thanks for everyone who tunes in every month and everyone who is going to watch this back on YouTube. We really appreciate everyone who tunes into Gothy Roundtable, whether it's just this episode or if you're a regular viewer. Thank you so much for joining us.